Canada is closing their doors. The doors are closing, guys. And it's not just Canada. Australia is closing the doors. UK did theirs, like, was it not earlier this year? So the doors are actually closing. Canada is no longer being demure or very mindful about temporary residents. Prior to now, there have been policies here and there. And if you saw my video about the Canada boom being over, I'm going to link it here if you haven't watched it. I talked about, some silent things that Canada is actually trying to do, under G against temporary residents. But right now, they are out. Like, they are no longer being mindful about temporary residents. So, all those agents that will come and tell you, oh, I can guarantee you get into Canada in 2 seconds. Just give us your money and then we'll process your Canada in 2 hours, in 2 days. Now, Canada say no more. Just yesterday, the 28th of August 2024, the policy that allows visitors to come into Canada and switch to work permit while in Canada was abolished, terminated, revoked with immediate effect. Like, Canada is not even, wait, let me just read it out to you guys. Canada ends temporary public policy allowing visitors to apply for work permits from within the country. Ottawa, August 28, 2024. Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada has ended a temporary public policy that allowed visitors to apply for a work permit from within Canada effective immediately. IRCC introduced this policy in August 2020 to help visitors who were unable to leave the country due to COVID-19 pandemic-related travel restrictions. Under the policy, visitors in Canada could apply for a work permit without having to leave the country. In addition, foreign nationals who had held a work permit in previous 12 months but would change their status in Canada to visitor could apply to work legally in Canada while waiting for a decision on their new work permit application. While the temporary policy was set to expire on February 28, 2025, like, we still got a lot of maybe 6 months. August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Yeah, we still got like 6 months. Here, IRCC is ending the policy as part of the overall effort to recalibrate the number of temporary residents in Canada and preserve the integrity of the immigration system. IRCC is also aware that some bad actors, the actors, were using the policy to mislead foreign nationals into working in Canada without authorization. As painful as this is, because, they didn't even give any time to allow maybe those that even just coming in with that sham, so to speak, to be able to find other alternatives. But I would say that this is just to say nobody can guarantee anything in Canada. Nobody can guarantee and say, oh yeah, come, I have this pathway to come in and kiniko. Anybody that is doing that is just trying to swindle you out of your hard-earned money. Then you end up coming here and trying to sort yourself, trying to find your footing. Now, this policy has been abolished totally. This is still to say that it is high time to actually sit down and plan properly for your Canada dream. Is it still achievable? Yes. Is it still within reach? Of course. But you need proper planning. I had this video up where I talked about how to still come into Canada as a permanent resident and things that you can do, to boost your score, particularly if you're going through the express entry route. You can go watch that video. You can drop me comments. You can book one-on-one sessions. We can actually have this discussion to ensure that, you're following the right path. And the beautiful part of Canada immigration is you can do it yourself. So with these policies are just to tighten things up. The doors are closing, guys. And it's not just Canada. Australia is closing the doors. UK did theirs, was it not earlier this year? So the doors are actually closing. Now, let's move on. How does this impact us? Those that are still looking to migrate into Canada, that still have the Canada dream. It means that one, getting into Canada using temporary routes is now going to be, is now tighter. Does it mean that it is impossible? No. Of course, there is no word like impossible, but it only means that you need to put in more work. Like, even if you're coming in as a student or coming to actually talk Canada for real, it means that you need to actually do more work. You need to actually put out, more details, put out more information. I have this video up about how to get Canada visit visa, like for those that are actually coming to visit. So it only means that, every document I have to provide, you have to do more to prove that you're actually coming to visit. It means that, the rejection rate might actually be high, maybe for a student permit, for visa and all that. So it only means that you need to actually do more. You need to put yourself out there. You need to ensure that the documents that you're providing are actually the real deal. Like, you're not trying to more things together and all that. And you might actually even need to get a registered immigration consultant to help you put your documents together, because they know what to put together. They know how to present your case in a better manner. Now, I'm going to be putting links to maybe getting a registered immigration consultant in the description of this video. You might also want to look them up, and it is not actually difficult to see, to look up a registered immigration consultant. If you want that video, just drop in a comment, and I'm going to drop a video like that as well, just something in that regard. Now, does it mean that Canada is no longer welcoming immigrants? They are still welcoming immigrants, but as a great country that they are, right, they want to sit down and ensure that they put their home in order before opening the borders for more people to come in. So you have to look into other more permanent routes, maybe the express entry, getting a provincial nomination, getting a job from outside of Canada, the rural and northern immigration pilot program. You need to look at all those kind of programs that give you more permanent position in Canada as against temporary position. In fact, the policy that was released 2 or 3 days ago, I was talking about, reducing temporary workers and all that, is even going to affect those that are looking at, getting low wage LMIAs. That was the policy that was released few days ago before this one came out yesterday. So all those low wage LMIAs, they just quickly slot it in and bring them for $20 per hour and all those bits. They are also closing the doors on those ones from September. So employers in Canada should look at getting Canadians and permanent residents to do those jobs that they are looking for cheap labor and temporary foreign workers to do. All of this is just saying that Canada is closing their doors. They do not want temporary positions, right? So I'm sure that, from the policy, if you read further, it says that those that currently, they already have their work permit application in before August 28th, when this was out, that was yesterday, they will still process those ones, but they are not taking in new applications. So then I'm sure that maybe, wives or spouses of students that need spousal open work permits and all that, I'm sure those ones might not necessarily affect them. But even people that are in that position, maybe spouses of students and all that, or even spouses of permanent residents that still use this visitor visa route to come in, be with their partners while they try to sort themselves out. In fact, I don't know how this is going to even affect them. It just basically tells you that Canada is putting stringent rules in place, and also means that you need to up your game if you're still looking at achieving your Canada dream. Is it possible? Yes. But you need to do more work, upskill, get those higher wage jobs, in Canada. That way your LMI is not going to have to be the low wage LMI. It has to be the high wage LMI. You can look at other routes. Canada has multiple routes to come into the country as permanent residents, right? Or routes that consequently lead to permanent residency. So you might want to look at those, exploring those options. I have a couple of videos, telling you about various pathways coming to Canada, and I'm also releasing more videos on that. So you want to stay glued to this channel, subscribe, turn on your post notification bell so you can see all these videos. And you can also book a one-on-one session, we should just talk about it and see what your options are with coming to Canada. It is not inachievable. It only means that you need to put in more work. I saw a comment, yesterday when I saw this news and people were talking about it, and people were just being it's because people talk too much about this kind of route. And I'm like, it's not necessarily that. When people abuse things, we should face the abusers and not looking at people that are trying to tell, others not to fall into the sham as well, because it is because of these sentiments that these agents are still making money. Like, with all the information we have out there, these people should be out of business already. But because of sentimental attachment that we add to these things like this, we see these people still making money. Anyways, I just want to bring this news to you too, so that you can actually review your plans. If there are agents that are already promising you heaven and earth on visitor visa, know that once you have your visa, you're staying here temporarily, and you have to go back to your own country to do whatever it is you want to do, even if you decide to come back into Canada. Until I see you in my next video, stay confident, stay blessed. Bye.